put gesso down. That's what I used over the gesso. Scotch tape. Derwent's Inktense set. It's in white, almost like another green. Because I didn't like that look of the like spray over it. Pretty much dry, so I'm just gonna take this off. Yeah, that's not the look I was going for. Doing another layer. It could end up looking like a big mess, so we'll see. I'm gonna use black, which I think and I'm gonna put a wet piece of wax paper. Okay, so I think it's dry for the most part, so I'm gonna take off that tape. I think I'm gonna drip India ink down it, because I think it'll help unify it a little more. It's very geometric, isn't it? You can see basic India ink. So I'm just gonna start over here. You know what? I found my walnut ink the other day. There we go. Yeah, that's what I want. And I'm just manipulating it by flipping the page. Because I kind of like how it's making little connections over here. The idea of maybe just some white circles. So I just have some of these old tapes. I always keep them on hand. Just getting down there too. Okay. So what I'm going to do is just paint the outer circle. Just randomly apply it. Okay. I think I just need to kind of get in here a little more. Maybe. So I was thinking about using a silhouette on the page, but I've been doing that so much lately that I just kind of want to stay away from it. I don't want to get stuck using just silhouettes in my journals, so I'm going to go back to something that I've done. Art journals include photos on it, so that's what I'm going to do. And I just use a Yoo-hoo glue stick. Good old-fashioned masking tape anyways. This ancient page, and it's just a black ink pad. I am going to use, this is duct tape. I'm just going to run my brayer through a little bit of gesso and just go over it a little bit. This is a Tim Holtz stapler, and I just got this at a local craft store. And I like it because they're just tiny little staples. I've decided to use this stencil, and I got this stencil at, I believe, AC Moore. Yeah, it was AC Moore. What if I added some gray? That's what I'm going to do. And the funniest thing about this thing is that this is I believe it was a sink mat that I bought at the dollar store. Like garnet red, and it's folk art. You probably can't see it because it's kind of a shiny bottle, but. And then what I did was just dip my brush in water and dipped it in the paint and just kind of like sponged it on. Brush into water, like just really getting it sopping wet, and then just kind of like, I mean, still get some of the gray on there. Like, yeah, that's exactly what I want to happen, like that. Just have it. But I wanted more of the, so I'm going to just use this water. Okay. So I think I'm going to let that dry. And then I think I'm done. I think I'm going to add the words. So what I decided to do was write "Find Me Color" in the shades of gray. And I just used this Label Buddy by Dymo. I used this stencil by Memories. Memories to Keep. I've had this a long time. So I just used the stencil to write out the words. And now what I'm doing is just using India ink to fill them in, which is a little challenging because it's can get a tad bit messy. I have to be really careful. Although I don't want it to be exact anyways, and I'm even contemplating maybe turning my page, the ink drips down. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to outline it when it's dry. So I finished the page and I just wrote on it, finding color in shades of gray. I actually heard that on the radio this week. It was a lyric in one of the verses and I loved it. So I actually, at the stoplight, wrote it down real quickly and then ended up in my journal.